the aggressors, right? You want to be able to take the team fight to the enemy team and be able to get the glimpse back. Panda does enable that, but I still think they need some other reinforcements when it comes to their early to mid-game focus to make sure that a Gyrocopter Razor can't simply just run at them all the time. And there is not a whole lot of those early game heroes left with the Viper banned, the Razor taken. So I'm kind of wondering what they're going to be able to get out of their safe lane or mid that they feel comfortable with against both of these heroes.
You mentioned earlier, Jack, the Earth Spirit from Kaka hasn't been received that well recently in China. He had a few criticisms.
There was a period of time, yeah, because of his itemization, I guess. He would usually go for Eels or Force Staff, and it was felt that he didn't play the hero as aggressively.
And then there's pick for Secret, Cap.
Yeah, Skywrath Mage, they've picked it a number of times. I've seen it here and there.
Usually YapzOr?
Yeah, it's like one of those heroes that zones out the Brewmaster really well because you're just all damage, you don't really need to right-click. That being said, I think NewB may help him out with the Earth Spirit up in there in the top lane, something like that. You need like maybe a DK type hero. Doesn't feel the greatest against Razor, but it's been picked before. Chaos Knight is another carry for NewB that, while they may not run it, I've seen it a number of times against Gyrocopter and Razor. Death Prophet. DC.
Have a chance to be a little bit more flashy.
There's still an OD left in there as well to for a lot of choices that they have. Death Prophet, again, we've seen this put on SECC more for tempo reasons, but also as a lane matchup, this is another hero that can kind of go in different lanes and not have to worry too much. Pretty good sustain.
Hey, what were we saying earlier?
Yeah.
So, is this an Ace Wraith or is it a Puppey Wraith?
I'm pretty sure this is going to be a mid-one Gyrocopter. It's going to be an Ace Wraith King.
Okay.
And a FATA Razor. I have not seen a whole lot, or any rather, support Wraith King, unless I missed a pro game or something. But I'm not seeing
Puppey
it
has,
or anything.
Puppey has a couple of games on it.
So they are, holy cow, super early game focus with this team.
Yeah, if this goes wrong, it's going to go badly wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, they need to be able to win lanes, but I think the last time they picked up Wraith King, if my memory serves me, it was up against like one of those like Void lineups or something, you know, where you just didn't care about going in the front line and dying.
We also
Death
saw
Prophet is kind of like
Wraith in the group stage, which was the Vici Pain game, I think.
I think it's more likely to be a support Wraith King, actually.
Yeah,
for Puppey.
I do too.
You have the synergy with the cores. Again, this is a hero that isn't... You pick it often against combo or against big ultimates because they have to overcommit to kill you and you still come back and provide the same utility.
That was an old combination, Wraith King, Skywrath Mage, because you have a support that managed to give you a stun. I'm a bit skeptical on it, but the only reason I'm down with it is simply because, I mean, leaving a support for last pick is kind of weird. And
yeah, so Puppey did actually play the Wraith King in Katowice recently against Infamous. They also played it against LGD, but then Ace used it, and that's kind of why I was thinking that they can play it both ways, and I wondered whether they threw this in there to throw NewB off, actually to make them think that it was a core.
I must have completely missed that match.
It's okay, you had to snooze that game.
NewB definitely have made that read, though. Their Underlord ban.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not falling for that one. But they can still switch it. So, final ban.
Team secrets turn to NewB's turn to pick.
Okay. We're going to bring out a Tide. So, NewB read that one well. And that does make it a support Wraith.
I still feel like the OD would be a good pickup for them here.
OD against the Tide, nice single carry for them. Kind of okay with that.
5 seconds remaining.
I think they want to be able to focus on shoving out waves because Team Secret have so much fighting power. Be a little bit scared in fighting into this one too much.
Choose your hero.
The Luna comes back out for NewB. So 3 games in a row today we've had the Luna. Not had it at all at the tournament so far. And suddenly it's become the meta pick in the last 3 games. The draft is done. Game 2 is just around the corner, which means we need some predictions. And that's going to be quite tough, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think the Wraith King is going to play really well into this game. I don't know. It's something about the fact that he's just able to play into that front lines, can soak up, the Death Prophet damage, can soak up the Luna damage as well.
Did we see whether it was going to be a support at the end there?
Yeah.
It is?
It is.
Okay. Right.
The fact that Tidehunter is a decent pipe hero for you, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Secret. I was really skeptical about their opening and their 4th pickup, but Secret.
Okay, all right. Well, Capitalist has gone for Secret. Jack?
Yeah, it feels like they can probably just outlast this NewB lineup in a lot of these fights. But I think NewB are playing really well right now. I think Secret may once again have trouble in lane based on the draft picks. And so I'm going to go with NewB for this game as well.
You just got another shirt. Have you really got another shirt? How many shirts have you got behind there? Has he got like the PGL shop or something?
There's no more Chinese teams left, so I have a feeling Jack may be out of shirts.
Yeah, well, all right, fair enough. So Jack has gone for the other team, NewB, on this particular one, and obviously Cat went for Secret. Let's find out as we head into game number 2. A lot on the line right now. A place in the semi-final up for grabs for NewB if they can win this one, but of course Secret want to tie things up. Let's head back to Trent and Zyori for game number 2.
Thank you very much, Paul. It's a pleasure to be here for game number 2 of Secret versus NewB, and once again, we'll see Luna. Trent, what are you thinking? Which draft do you favor?
She's back, baby. I mean, if you're picking Wraith King, it must be good, right? How can you go against a Puppey Wraith King? So let's get right into it, because they're already rocking and rolling, running around here. They're smoked up from NewB.
Absolutely.
But they're going back the other way. They're pulling a UE. All right, back we go.
Maybe. Mid one's going to be on the high ground here, so we'll have a great position to try to break this smoke and scout it out, potentially. The Death Prophet loses hers. Going to be a tough rotation for NewB to execute, but they're dropping a lot of pings, and mid one, the good spot is going to backfire, and now he's the one that gets initiated on, but Secret have reinforcements. KP taking a lot of damage, but First Blood's drawn his fate, finishes off mid one. Now Kaka goes down in return. It's a 1-for-1. KP stunned up, but they want Puppey, and they find him. NewB getting the better of this early First Blood exchange over the Bounty Rune. They will head back to friendly territory after trading 2-1. But oh, wait, it's a NewB fake back, Trent. They want this bounty as well.
Well, it was the best of scouting spots and suddenly the worst of scouting spots all at once.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was a good read from NewB, right? Obviously aware of that position, wrapping around with a few made it very hard for that gyrocopter to read exactly how the rotation would go.
Yeah, but Kaka just so quick early on. He's going to get to that 3rd Bounty Rune before they can rotate back up from Secret. But it does look like they will get the matchups they want. Ace is going top. He'll be against the Brewmaster. And then they're going to try and play a little bit of a trio dodo down bottom. The Tide and a couple risky supports. A Skywrath Mage and a Wraith King. So
definitely unconventional, right? Yep. We don't really get to see the Skywrath Mage all too often. I think this hero is the definition of a glass cannon. 0 starting armor, paper thin to physical damage, but if he gets the initiation, the burst can be huge.
Yeah, one thing that's nice here is that they are punishing bot, right? They're putting all this pressure, and Earth Spirit wants to just roll on mid. You can see Kaka's there. He's waiting for it. He's got a nice little Death Prophet, but until SCCC has the Spirit Siphon, it's not going to be quite as effective, and that's just too long for Kaka. He has to rotate bot just to make sure there's no plays onto Mugi. But I think with like Clockwork falling off, you kind of look for these heroes up against the Brewmaster to try and shut down that ultimate, and that ginormous silence from the Ancient Seal is basically going to be your answer instead of the Clockwork.
Yeah, one of the classic counters to Brewmaster in that regard, and oftentimes Disruptor comes up, but obviously on the same team this go around. The aggro try will commence, and they're going to put some damage onto Faith. Follow-up won't be there for a kill. This is a pretty angry tri-lane for both sides, already a lot of damage being exchanged. Trent, I'm curious what you think about the Puppey Wraith King. Do you believe in the support Wraith King?
As Paul mentioned, he did play it recently over Cavice, but maybe a little bit of an easier game, perhaps, playing up against some of the weaker teams during the tournament, so maybe testing it out a little bit, but I don't know. He's got a nice lead-off stun, right? Something that not a lot of position ones have, so it kind of allows him to transition over into the support role, and then those skeletons, man, they can farm pretty fast. You get a couple of those guys built up, you might be able to catch up somewhere, get yourself that Blink Dagger and a couple more items.
Kaka gonna walk just a bit too far forward, and this could be a kill going the way of Secret, and indeed it is.
Yeah, nice plays
2-2.
there. 2. Puppey just ensuring there was no rollout potential there. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. 2-2.
Yeah, that Wraith King stun, not just a stun, but also the tapering slow on top of that. So it does fit the bill for a strong support. YapzOr and Kaka kind of going at it, but it will be the Earth Spirit able to grab that invisibility.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny tri-lane that NewB have been forced into here, right? Like Luna, a legendary hero in the tri-lanes. Oh, that aura. How good it is early on with the blessing. Disruptor, does not enjoy the old try-on-try. And then well, the third one's even worse. It's an Earth Spirit. But he's making the plays now from Kaka, a legendary hero for him. But they're on Mugi.
Yeah, they're going to go 1 for 1. Mugi falls first and Puppey second. Now it's Faith on the run, but a nice roll from Kaka. They might be able to bring down this big bad Tide. He does have one more anchor smash, and that's going to stop the damage output from this Earth Spirit. Now on the way, it's Mugi that's respawned. He'll try to repel YapzOr, but it won't be successful. And now a double kill secured for this Skywrath Mage. Oh,
and he wants a little bit more there. Some more pressure on the Mugi. Puppey, he's not that crazy.
This is brutal.
You know, he didn't ban Naga in game 1. That was a little crazy, but he's not that crazy. He's not going to dive that tower, I don't think so.
Absolutely. Looking as we have a moment here at the other lanes mid. Seems to be favored for the Death Prophet up against mid 1's Gyrocopter. Fairly standard build here. Not too much kill potential without rotations. But surely NewB will be happy with that. And then up top, it's the Razor versus Brewmaster. Definitely a Razor favored matchup. Pretty much any melee, as we just saw, stealing that damage. But Brew, he's got some presence in the lane. He's still got 14 last hits, 7 denies. Yeah. It's better than a lot of other lanes we've seen for Brewmasters in games past.
It should start falling off, though. Like, the level 1 static link is definitely awful, but once you get up to level 2, that's when you start really taking some of that damage away, and KB just play a little bit cautiously. But if they're so busy bottom with the 2 supports from Secret, maybe you know, you just want to keep playing as aggressive as possible, as KP just saying, you kind of need the support to kill me. So I don't want to give you too much space.
Fairly passive early game now that this try-on-try has settled down. It's actually been broken up for NewB. The Earth Spirit has made the rotation up to the top lane. Seems that NewB have made the call to try to find a gank on Ace.
Look where Puppey is just waiting too, like for that one moment onto Mugi. Single step out of position, he'll just be instantly gone on.
Great positioning in the tree line. Here it is, Gush to start things off. The follow-up Wraithfire Blast, Kinetic Field from Faith's Disruptor will slow things down just enough that Mugi's able to make it back under the tower. Difficult for Secret to find those kills with the current lane position.
Pull the wave back a little bit for themselves, though. And
mid one in some trouble here. SCCC, is this a kill? It sure is, my friend. That's a Crypt Swarm to bring him down, and now Death Prophet has kind of shifted the tides in this mid that felt a little bit more like a wash just moments ago.
32-7 to 17-1. Gonna miss out on some of this experience too with the tower taking down these creeps. Wow, very rough there from him.
It's a little early to pull up the net worth tab, but he is a full 1,000 net worth ahead of the next leading farmer, who is the Razor. That is absolutely insane at the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, and you expect that to happen if like Kaka's shadowing mid a bunch or something like that, but hasn't really been necessary.
And now in the bottom lane, Faith again initiated on. The trio of Secret heroes have way too much damage for that Disruptor to handle. Paper thin himself, he will take a tumble. Now up towards the top lane, it's Ace versus 2. The level 5 Razor is on the run. Yeah. Actually, it's the other way.
He might not be able to kill, but at the very least, he can't really be gone on until they rotate up SCCC, who has the phase boots after that kill in the mid, so extremely quick. And mid one, very happy he didn't come back to his lane.
And now in the bottom, Puppey actually getting initiated on. Faith gets that kill, but FATA wants to find some vengeance for his fallen comrade. Mugi with a very aggressive posture is going to push back the tide, fighting over the bounty rune. FATA is able to pick it up. He's got stick charges and fused raindrops, but he will get glimpsed back. Faith with the kinetic field, maybe needs to be a little bit careful, but that tide is just too tanky for NewB to handle at the moment. Haste rune secured by Faith. He will head back to friendly territory.
And FATA does still get the bounty rune there with his bottle, so he'll be alright. Healing himself back up. 3 heroes mid as Ace comes for the party, and well, SCCC, he's just gonna ult top. He's saying, okay, head on mid, KP can hold this wave, try and pull it back, but dangerous with the call down. Split not quite ready.
Faith loses the haste rune and will get brought down. YapzOr able to finish him off with a stray arcane bolt. Secret happy with that pick off, and now they're actually putting some pressure.
We got 4 heroes here
on this mid tier 1 tower themselves. I mean, it's a good play from the Death Prophet to try to get a tower herself, but Secret trying to strike
the skeletons
early.
Are here.
Yeah, great siegers that they are. Wraith King turning back to the Skeleton King trend. We've gone full meta with this hero.
Careful now.
Radiant's middle tower
Anyhow, down bottom, this is good for Mugi. You know, not an ideal lane against the Tidehunter, but much better than that try-on-try we were experiencing moments ago. Secret continuing to stay aggressive as Faith, wandering through his own jungle, bumps into Ace and gonna have to head for the hills.
Yeah, Secret very happy with that trade though. Yeah, they lost top, but Death Prophet, you know, you spent your ulti for it, can't do much more during that downtime. You got the mid lane, takes away a little bit more of the this kind of safety of your own side, and then instantly rotating down bottom. They're just playing kind of like NewB was last game, right? Very early group up. In fact, this is much earlier still than NewB managed to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely the smart idea. As we talked about last game, you want to try to pressure Luna, but also getting these early towers just helps the Secret team grab some of that momentum. However, Brewmaster is level 6, will use the split to mount the defense, and wrapping around the backside, it's the Earth Spirit. Kaka. They find him, and they'll bring him down.
He walked blind right into him.
Kind of a missed opportunity for NewB. They will drop the stun onto FATA. That's the boulder toss from the Brew split. Isolating Ace with the Cyclone, so they go 1 for 1. I guess it's an advantage for NewB. They lose a support, and they end up killing the offlane.
Yep, fine for them. They defend the tower, and 30 more seconds until Exorcism is back, so they could continue to push here, but if there's too many heroes from Secret, or if they're not feeling confident enough without the ultimate from KP, they can just back it off. But YapzOr, very irritating with his build. He went this the last time, I believe he played the support Skywrath as well. He just maxes that concussive shot. Constantly spamming over and over. A little bit of damage, a nice amount of slow. And think about how much time that's going to give for Ace, as well as mid one during engagements.
Kind of a cool build from YapzOr also. He's going first item Kaya after the magic wand. Doesn't even have boots yet.
Yeah, not something you really consider when you think about like support heroes, but obviously works very well on this hero. Scaling into your damage, pretty important.
And on that same note, this Death Prophet with all this early farm, not rushing the Yule Scepter, but actually picked up the Hooded Defiance first item after this set of null tallies. Another Exorcism deployed in the mid lane, but the defense, will it be mounted? Nice. Gyrocopter taking huge damage as mid one falls. It's now a mega kill streak for SCCC, but KP will go down to YapzOr in the meantime.
Yeah, sandwiched in there with Faith rotating, so again, a Brewmaster without ultimate, so not a absolutely massive cost, but they're still here. A couple of heroes from the side of Secret.
Yep, Glyph will slow things down a little bit.
Always the threat of Ravage too here.
That's true. Tide did just ding level 6, but FATA down in the bottom lane.
He's up there now. He's a big boy. Bad anchovy. Back up top.
FATA rotating through the jungle, maybe looking for an opportunity. Okay, Faith just working on ancient stacks right now. Luna versus Gyrocopter once more. Stacks are going to be a huge part of this game, no doubt.
Kaka slowed down here, but I think he's going to be all right. Rolls himself up there and even gets the stun on the FATA to make sure there's no follow-up gush. So KB with the ulti.
And interestingly enough, even though NewB had what felt like a fantastic start with this Death Prophet dominating mid, still really high on the net worth chart, it's Secret that are really hanging in there. They had a small net worth edge just a moment ago. And this game is very even right now, Trent.
See if Mugi commits into any of the same choices up here, right? Not sure what he's going to do, but I think the more downtime and space they hand over to Secret seems a little bit better, right? Again, very greedy supports in terms of the Wraith King and the Skywrath Mage. So Kaya, hopefully, going to get some boots for YapzOr, as you were discussing before. He has it ready. And it's all just a matter of the ultimates. We've talked a lot in terms of like China and the Death Prophet and how well they play in that region. Oh. They just always go right when that ulti is needed.
Roll onto Ace, the follow-up stun from Kaka. SCCC looking to bring down the damage, and Faith with the glimpse will secure the kill. There was also a Brew split, so they might have had that boulder toss, but they find a freebie in their jungle on one of the Secret cores.
The big kill to lose Ace like that without having the Exorcism used, so they smoke up, they're rotating back in towards that Secret side. Up onto the high ground. Might just end up being a vision smoke though, yeah, very nicely done. They had some vision inside the jungle too, so they might have just caught a glimpses to like those movements, and then suddenly those heroes don't show up anywhere else, so they're kind of like, yeah, they're definitely prepping for a smoke. But likewise, they're going to go over a NewB ward by their own ancients, keeping an eye on those stacks. They've been prepping for the Gyrocopter. if they see any smokes in the inventories of Secret, they're going to be aware of what they're up to too. But for now, they'll just settle on a push into the bot.
Yeah, almost a little surprised that NewB are taking this early game so slow, maybe waiting for that Eul's Scepter on the Death Prophet to be completed. That tends to be the item that opens up her team fight a lot more. But if you've got Exorcism, the Static Storm, as well as the Bruce Split, I don't really see too many reasons not to take a fight if you're NewB.
I mean, the timing was pretty damn perfect, though. I mean, the smoke was almost exactly when Exorcism was up, right? And so had they found that fight, they need it there, and then once the smoke doesn't work, they just instantly say, okay, back into the fight, back into some towers. So everything going according to plan. And there's no really, like, how do you respond to Secret, right? You can't just force into that tower up top. There could be a TP.
Yeah, Blink Dagger on the Brewmaster now. Good positioning from KP, kind of hiding in the tree line, hoping that somebody might come to defend and then they could mount the defense, but it's all right for now. It's just a free tier 1. NewB open up the map just a little bit more. The mid, the last tier 1 standing now for
Puppey in here, bravely warding level 6. As most Wraith Kings, not quite spending any points into his ulti yet. Doesn't want to waste it on a bad death. But 2 very nice wards. One on the low ground. Never see that one too. But just getting that vision, hoping it's not countered out by a sentry.
All right, slow and steady as we go here. Trent, Death Prophet still very happily seated at the top of the net worth.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that next Exorcism. We're into a little bit of a mid-game.
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
Out.
Both teams, reminiscent of last game, focusing very much on their stacks, their mid-game economy, realizing how important it is for the Gyrocopter and the Luna, respectively, to get that early farm and be able to accelerate into the mid-game around those core items. I think just like last match, BKB is going to be one of the core, key items in terms of when these team fights start to erupt, as we now see the Mask of Madness secured onto Mugi.
Though, mid one getting a lot of the space, as well as FATA when it comes to Secret, and Ace is just left in the dust. Like, he's stuck just going phase into BKB. I mean, he's below the Brewmaster right now, way down there on net worth, and I guess someone always gets sacked for YapzOr in a lot of the games, and in this case, it's going to be Ace. But if you get that Agnum Scepter, though, man, that item is so good on Skywrath Mage.
Yeah. You know, a wise man once said that it's impossible for everyone to have a good game every single match, right, Trent? Sometimes you got to play from behind and open up those possibilities for your team. But here we go. It is Secret with a smoke headed towards the top lane. Right now, NewB with a pretty good position under their own tier 2 tower.
Look at those wards, too. Like, this is 3 heavy wards committed in that area for Secret, and oh, maybe it's going to pay off here.
It looked like a good rotation from NewB, but maybe they'll get caught. Still, look at SCCC. Nobody's showing on the map. He knows, hey guys, there could be some trickery afoot. They smoke, I think, out of vision of Secret. They're going to start to back up, but there we go. It's KP in the front lines. That'll be the Bruce Split. Silence on to the Razor as Faith on the low ground drops the Static Storm kinetic field. Ace gets isolated. He'll be brought down first. FATA with a double damage and a Ravage. Will he even have the opening to use it? Boulder Toss slowing him down. Now
nice
the Spirit Siphon.
The wind.
He's going to get glimpsed back, and this Tide will have no opportunity to use a good Ravage. YapzOr caught by a Eul's Scepter, but able to back up in time.
Okay.
Blink forward from KP, has the spit,
Another
and now
Eul's
he's going to get caught by the Eul's. The ult comes from YapzOr, but it's a 3-0 here, Trent. 11-8 as NewB get a lot out of this. They'll now bump into Puppey. The Wraith King does opt to skill the ultimate. He was holding it until there, but he's coming back to life. Mid one is respawn, going in onto SCCC, but NewB have some reinforcements. Ace also back in the fray. KP will be the first victim. So many low HP heroes from NewB, but they are starting to spread. Mid one able to finish off Faith, and Secret do find the recovery kills they were looking for.
Yeah, they really needed that. A great fight played by KP right until the end there, honestly. Like, using that Storm Panda so well, but they got a bit greedy. And pressed their luck a little there. That big dive towards YapzOr.
It's still early game, Trent. Those respawn timers are very low, and you got to keep that in mind when you try to follow up these pickoffs. Mugi probably going to spend some time in the jungle, and I guess recovery farm might be a bit extreme, but he is falling behind the Gyrocopter, really wants to get that Dragonlance up. Certainly makes things easier for Luna in these big engagements.
It's certainly not last game, right?
No.
He was out of control.
Definitely feels like the Luna is a lot more manageable, but the opportunity cost there is it seems like this Death Prophet is the one that's found that early space, and she's still a big threat. We'll see Secret trying to pressure this tier 2 in the mid. FATA with an invisibility rune does have a Ravage, connects on 4. It's a great setup. They get the kill on Faith as now Kaka tries to roll away. The Tide absorbs it, but they don't get much more than the position 5 of NewB.
Yeah, but they know there's not a lot of catch right now. The Brew ulti's still down for another 20 seconds. That might be enough to save this tower.
Exorcism also down for 20. Eclipse as well. All of those ultimates coming up right around the same time. Seems Secret are relatively aware of the timings, and they are going to retreat just as NewB have the option to fight.
Yeah, they have quite the possibilities there. 3 spells currently with that 140-ish second cooldown.
Yeah. But also something that Secret can play around.
Well, for now they'll do so, and the full pipe done for SCCC. So more of the 5-man dotes coming out here from NewB. And if they can get some aggressive positioning in towards Secret side of the map, all of these wards that Secret have placed down could be a bit useless for them, honestly, as well. Faith's going to take care of one right there, while also getting a stack. What a player.
The what's come to be the standard build on the gyrocopter. Copter coming from
Prowler,
mid one.
dude.
Sorry?
Prowler. Got in the way. Come on, man. Yeah, those guys, you know, you just can't stack a camp with those dudes. But yeah, you're right. It's FaZe Drums BKB. Wow.
What a
hero. Gyrocopter. You guys seen this one yet?
Yep. And also
it's something.
Razor doing basically the same build. Ixnay on the drums for now. But same general idea. We talked about how important magic immunity will be this game, and Secret are certainly prioritizing.
Yeah, speaking of same builds, Puppey builds Helm on every hero, so this will be no exception as the creep checks it out there. The old Cobalt Foreman trying to offer a drink, but they're not having any of them.
Well, now around the Roche pit, NewB committed pretty hard. The glimpse, that's going to keep Faith alive for now, but Roche falling very quickly. He will go down. Aegis of the Immortal picked up by Mugi, and now it's going to be Ace that's isolated by the Cyclone. He will get obliterated as he comes back down to Earth, trading 1 for 1, but NewB obviously finding the advantage, still with the Aegis in tow.
Kaka. It was close.
Yeah, looking for that pick onto the gyrocopter. Not quite going to get it.
Thought he was going for a TP in the trees, but it was just a long run there from mid one, so he will survive. Just farming in towards that BKB as well would have been a very costly death.
Yeah,
Mugi. Yeah, they've secured the Aegis then.
Moving into a nice triple stack to follow up that Roche, so accelerating his farm by a nice margin. Still strikingly even though, Trent. Feels reminiscent to last game in the way that the laning stage and mid-game have felt like kind of a wash, and it could just come down to one big team fight as both sides have so much of it.
And even with just brown boots, Puppey's rocking around 392 thanks to Kobold. This guy really doesn't know how to put you into shape, man.
Wow.
Need this guy.
Pretty good. I like that we're seeing teams prioritize the Helm of the Dominator a bit more now. It seemed like sort of a forgotten about item for a while, but if used properly, it can provide quite a bit of value.
I don't even know if you can even say teams. It feels like it's just Puppey. Just players. And, you know, any hero, he's just going for it. Kaga with a cute little blink steal there. But nice. It works out for FATA. He bottles a haste rune instead, so thank you, he says.
KP jumping forward. There's the glimpse back on the mid one. He does not have the BKB done yet. Tries the TP, but Mugi with the interrupt. Call down, going to slow him down a little bit, but Kaka with that final kick to secure the kill. It's a dead gyrocopter, and NewB get one more.
Yeah, and that's a hasted Tide. It's so tempting. You're thinking, is there a chance? Can we do something here? But he's also been seen under vision, so they'll be very cautious about their positioning around Mugi.
Such a good time to kill that gyrocopter, Trent.
They're going to try and cancel TPs here too, possibly.
200 gold off the BKB, so that really slows down his ability to jump into these team fights.
That's who just link and run away. Neither wants to fight. They don't know what they're going for.
Hey, but Kaka's here, and he is hungry for a battle. Magnetize comes out. There was a Skywrath mage nearby. But who's actually going to get who? Ace trying to move through the tree line. He's got a lot of stick charges here, but Faith wraps around the other way, and there is no survival for Ace's Razor.
Yeah, you see Ace staying and tanking the death just shows exactly who the core is this game. It's not the Razor. It's Razor support. We get support Razor and support Wraith King. YapzOr slowly making his way into the core role. If he can get there. He's had a very hard time getting towards the Ivanov Scepter after such a strong start. 6-1-4. But Sky, you know, he definitely farms heroes better than neutrals.
Yeah, definitely a hero that feels really momentum-based, can certainly fall off if you take a few missteps. Do you like the build coming out from YapzOr here? The brown boots Kaya we talked about, but do you think Ags is the next choice?
It's a hell of an item. It's one of the best agnums, honestly. It's can you imagine if you got like a silence not only on the Brewmaster, but onto one of these secondary heroes, like just the Earth Spirit or something. Like this is a hero that doesn't build anything up against silence.
That's
and
true.
he just gets that like crazy silence on top of him. The fight's over. 6 seconds of no Earth Spirit. Like you have to be so clutch and perfect every single engagement with the hero.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But
I guess
it's expensive.
Force Staff is an item that came to mind, maybe a slightly more economical choice, something that YapzOr will guaranteed be able to get. And speaking of YapzOr, he's going to get caught in the mid lane, and this will slow down that Aghanim Scepter even more as he gets picked off.
Puppey's trying a little bit of a wraparound play, but again, all of this vision, NewB are just almost like baiting, like they're playing like they have no idea where the heroes in Secret are. They've had this ward up here for so long on that high ground, but they're not really reacting in those like little movements from Secret. They only are going to take an engagement when they know 100% that's going to be good for them.
Yeah, these little pickoffs starting to add up. You look at that gold graph, and this is the biggest lead we've seen yet this game.
Oh, look at this.
As NewB grabbed the momentum.
Following Puppey when he goes for these deep wards.
Yeah, Kaka stalking him out. Faith going to be right nearby, and now the Death Prophet rotating in, trying to TP. They'll have the interrupt. Nowhere for Puppey to go. They'll be able to kill him once, and hopefully twice. Reincarnation. Will there be reinforcements on the way? Secret have some heroes in the bottom lane, but not going to dive past that tier 2. Puppey in very deep, trying to finish off Kaka. If he could have made that a 1-for-1, would have been huge, but alas, does not happen.
Well, I mean, they did trade for a tower deny mid, as mid 1 took out their own tier 2 tower, so well, they got something out of that Puppey death.
Yes, something, but very little. What does Mugi have on the way here? Is that a BKB for him? Yep, it sure is. So now Magic Immunity on the Luna, and Death Prophet is very close, actually has it, just needs to grab it from the base. So this could be a time where NewB look to take a fight. Even the Brewmaster now, he's just a recipe away.
They're going to lose the Aegis, though, so just in time to get the BKB, but not in time to actually make some good use of this Aegis. Plus, they already got that tier 2 denied, so they won't be at the bottom one.
It feels like we're almost in like a BKB meta. It's been a recurring theme of a lot of our casts is, hey, they've got the BKB, this is the time to fight. But you look at Secret's lineup, BKB is pretty much the hard counter to Skywrath and Tide across the board, right?
Yep. And
I mean, this is the game.
Again, that problem with the Tidehunter and why Disruptor is such a big problem is that he doesn't buy BKB. And so if he gets caught out any of these times by Faith, or even just like launched up in the air by KP, it's very irritating. You know, you can't do anything through the whole fight.
Also, Ace has now got his Magic Immunity secured. So with that, Secret will smoke up in the top lane.
Well read by NewB, though.
Except the Razor making this rotation. And yeah, it doesn't look like they'll catch anything.
I see SCCC.
Still a hard initiation to make. They do bump into Kaka as he turns the wrong way. Pops the Shadow Amulet. They don't have detection, but YapzOr, he's got an ultimate that works right through it.
It's actually a good thing he used that because the silence on the Tidehunter could have created a problem. He just wasn't able to anchor smash, and there's a Blink Dagger something from Kaka, and you look like fools, so YapzOr just guarantees it.
Yep. Only a support down, though. He'll be up momentarily as NewB start moving into enemy territory to invade this dire jungle.
Radiant are scanning.
This game, Mugi not feeling quite as bold. He's going to go back for his Hurricane Pike, try and keep his distance away from the Razor. Hopping outside of like Ravage AoE, as well as just like Call Down, stuff like that. Nice little game to keep his space. So Secret, they haven't fallen that far behind. They're only 3 kills down, but it certainly felt like the vast majority of these engagements in the past like 10 minutes or so, very NewB favored. They're the ones who are pushing across the map, setting everything up. It's more so like responses from Secret, and generally they haven't been going all too well. Yeah. Lots of green diamonds up top there for old NewB. Spells ready to go.
Looks like Secret may have smoked up to try to make this rotation. The top tier 2 tower falls before anything comes of it. And that's just more gold going the way of NewB. This, I doubtful this smoke will turn into much.
Feels so much like last game where they were just struggling to find that big play with Phoenix and Earthshaker. This time it's just kind of like Tide and Gyro, I guess, trying to like sync up and get something done.
Looking for Faith perhaps, but great movements. He stays under his tower, heads to the western side of the tree line instead of walking into that danger zone where they don't have vision. BKB, though, is used by the Death Prophet. Mugi going to head back up to the high ground. Ace with his Magic Immunity. The Bruce Split has already come out and will head towards the back line. Great BKB from Mugi. He pops the ultimate, destroys Puppey. The reincarnation will come, and Ace falls second. FATA, he can't get off this Ravage. The Static Storm is so on point. The Tide dies, and now Puppey will get chased down. It's 3 dead for Secret, and soon to be 4. YapzOr left all alone. will be brought down.
Mid-1
as
has
now
to
Mid-1
fight.
comes back in with the BKB on. Double damage Kaka. These Yule Scepters are doing so much work. Mugi able, or pardon me, the Gyrocopter able to TP out, but it is 4 down here, Trent, and a huge team fight for NewB once more.
Can you imagine if Ace just had one item, you know? He stole so much damage during that fight. He had nothing but a BKB, and he almost took down Mugi. It was getting close.
Yeah.
But he's a little too poor, and he is the anti-Luna hero that they've got right now.
That was a heartbreaker for FATA, though. I mean, Faith with the perfect static storm right there.
Yeah.
He saw that tide, do everything he could to try to get out of it and get off that Ravage to maybe reset things, but just not a possibility.
And the 10-second BKB from Mugi. You had the 10-second BKB from SCCC. That fight was basically doomed from the start, but Secret had to try and make something happen here, because if they're even better set. Like, that was a fight where they essentially caught NewB out.
Yeah, we got a replay here where we can take a look. So SCCC,
they're so far spread.
Yeah, he pops the BKB first, and it looks like, oh no, that's such an early magic immunity, but it pulls Ace into kind of this awful position. Mugi stops the stun from Puppey, as you can see that slow projectile coming. He gets so low, but there's just no follow-up damage. FATA didn't want to use the Ravage there because he knew it wouldn't have hit Mugi anyway, and now Puppey just gets left behind.
Excellent play on the eastern side of that, too. You saw Kaka rolling and steal a DD as Mid-1 was chugging away over towards it. There could have been a chance maybe he had a little bit of cleanup, too, but Kaka once again with the saves.
Yeah, you know, like if that Gyrocopter gets the double damage there, you think, well, maybe there's some potential to at least get a couple counter kills before the BKB TP home.
Yeah.
But in the end, not possible. And looking at that net worth breakdown, it's starting to feel a little bit more like last game, this Luna pulling ahead and still this Death Prophet at the top of the charts. That's going to be a Butterfly coming out next for Mugi. And I think the Death Prophet is working on a Shiva's Guard, and she's damn close.
Okay, I like this choice from Ace, though. You know, he's struggling with the items, so he just says, you know, I got to get a Blade Mail. That's pretty much my only option here. If I can just, like, force myself onto Luna and she just has to try and kill me, then I have some way to put some damage back into her. And,
yeah.
You know, of course, she's got the armor. She's got 18 now at this point, so it's a bit rough, but she's not invincible.
It's definitely value town for the Razor. Very easy build-up, gives you some reliable stats. Very much an item that is greater than the sum of its parts since it lacks a recipe. I think it's absolutely the right choice here. NewB now in the Roche pit. Roche falling pretty quickly, and Secret not in a position to contest this.
Yeah,
Second Roshan will yield cheese and Aegis for NewB.
You can see they had some theories. They thought that there was a smoke coming through there or something, but there was no. We'll scan used just to make sure it's fine. And we'll have that Aegis and cheese as you discussed. So SCCC, he gets the cheese as you'd expect, and Luna with the old Aegis.
Absolutely. Death Prophet, not a good Aegis carrier, but she loves herself some Gouda there, Trent.
Well, Mid-1, he was looking at that Butterfly for quite a while. But he's gone for the Aghanims. He knows, you know, if we win this game, it's probably going to be a while. So, guys, what do you think? I'm going for it.
So we've seen Gyros do this. We saw at least 1 or 2 in the group stage where they pivot into the Aghanim Scepter after getting that drum BKB. Definitely has some potential, right? Lifesteal from the side gunner will keep you alive while you're stunned. Once you get the Maelstrom, it's double chain lightning procs potentially. So it is an item with a lot of merit. Also gives you a lot of stats, so just makes him more survivable.
Yeah, but as you said, right? It needs other stuff. You know, like Lifesteal, well, you got to get your Satanic. You know, you want the Lifesteal side gunner, you want that. You a little extra damage with the Maelstrom, the Mjolnir, well, you got to buy that after too. And that's 4,200 gold you're investing.
Yeah.
And it's okay, though, for farming when you just have the Aghanims. It's basically like a DD. It's just pumping out these right clicks onto the nearby neutrals and everything. So
it's definitely not a bad idea, but this does open up a window where it could be punished from NewB. The next 5 to 10 minutes, this Gyrocopter might feel a little bit underwhelming in terms of damage output, and this is a time when NewB will be able to strike. You know, right as that Butterfly is coming out from Luna, he's going to be pretty darn far away from that MKB.
Yeah, that is not going to feel good.
Puppey now in the bottom lane, initiated on, Lucent Beam, Glimpse, he'll drop a stun and try to run, but into the kinetic field we go. Mid-1's gonna rotate in, they will finish off the reincarnation, but will it cost them? Nice use of the Hurricane Pike, and now the BKB from Mugi stops the potential ultimate from FATA, and now they're gonna dive deep. They will finish off Puppey's Wraith King. Glimpse back will be BKB'd, but SCCC with the Exorcism on, finds FATA in the tree line. He'll have a Ravage here, but won't be able to use it. Another beautiful Static Storm kinetic field from Faith. NewB now heading up towards the high round. Both heroes dead, have buyback, so Secret can hold.
Mugi's just breaking the mold, man. He did the same thing last game. All these times you're like, okay, you're supposed to die right now.
Look how fast it fell, though. Both buybacks come. They still get to tier 3, and now the reinitiation. Puppey, this could be a dieback. He's down, out of the game for however long. BKB's still on. Ace trying to do what he can. There's the Ravage from FATA. Connects on a few. Will it be enough? Mugi standing his ground as SCCC comes back down to earth. There's the Aegis as Ace gets low and we see the Brew split come. Gyrocopter, no magic immunity. He'll fall next. No buyback there. And now
Ace has none either.
He's in some trouble. Could this be the end of Secret here, Trent?
Falling down. I mean, FATA, he's just blinking away. YapzOr, they're out of those racks. They got nothing left in the tank right now. SCCC beyond godlike right now. 16-0-6.
He is just completely zoning the two remaining survivors of Secret, and NewB know these heroes are dead without buyback. As we're seeing this chase onto YapzOr, this Luna is laying into that mid lane of barracks, finishing off the tier 3. YapzOr not even able to TP home as he gets interrupted by the Yule Scepter. NewB one step away from Megas now. They head to the top lane. The tier 3 falling quickly. That's
there it is.
It's GG, and Secret take an early exodus.
Mugi, no, I mean, everyone on NewB, honestly, playing so well. Kaka, again, throughout this tournament, I think he's been probably the standout player for me on NewB. Just so many great plays on the Sand King, and now